Hello, and welcome to your daily dose of English. I'm Tom, and I'm here to help you speak English with confidence. Today, we're going to talk about daily activities, the things you do every single day, from morning until night. This is perfect for beginners because these are real activities from your real life. You already know them in your language. Now, let's learn them in English. In this episode, I will teach you over 20 practical sentences about daily activities. I'll speak slowly and clearly. After each sentence, you'll have time to repeat and practice. This is called shadowing. You copy my voice, my speed, my pronunciation. It's one of the best ways to improve your speaking. We'll cover 3 main parts of your day: morning activities, daytime activities, and evening activities. By the end of this episode, you'll be able to talk about your entire day in simple, natural English. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to practice. Every time you speak, even if you make mistakes, you're getting better. So relax, take a deep breath, and let's begin this journey together. Part 1. Morning activities. Starting your day. The morning is when your day begins. It sets the tone for everything that comes next. Some people love mornings, some people find them difficult, but we all have morning activities we need to do. Let's learn how to talk about them in English. First, let's think about the very beginning of your day. What's the first thing that happens? Usually it's waking up. But there's more to it than just opening your eyes. Let's practice some essential morning phrases. My alarm clock rings at 6:30. This is a very common sentence. An alarm clock is the device that makes noise to wake you up. It can be a real clock, or it can be your phone. We say it rings when it makes the sound. Notice I said 6:30. This means 6:30. In everyday English, we often say 30 instead of 6:30. Now you repeat, my alarm clock rings at 6:30. Let's practice this phrase one more time, but slower. My alarm clock rings at 6:30. Now you repeat, my alarm clock rings at 6:30. I wake up slowly and stretch in bed. This sentence describes how you wake up. Some people jump out of bed immediately, but many of us wake up slowly. We stretch. That means we extend our arms and legs to help our body wake up. It feels good after sleeping all night. Now you repeat, I wake up slowly and stretch in bed. Let's say it once more with feeling. I wake up slowly and stretch in bed. Now you repeat, I wake up slowly and stretch in bed. I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. This is what happens next for most people. Get out of bed means to stand up from your bed. It's different from wake up. You can be awake but still in bed. Going to the bathroom is usually the first place we go. Now you repeat. I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. Practice it again. I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. Now you repeat. I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth for 2 minutes. Brushing teeth is important for health. Dentists say we should brush for 2 minutes. In English, we say brush my teeth, not clean or wash. This is the correct verb to use. Now you repeat, I brush my teeth for 2 minutes. One more time. I brush my teeth for 2 minutes. Now you repeat, I brush my teeth for 2 minutes. I take a hot shower to wake up. Many people shower in the morning. A hot shower helps you feel awake and ready for the day. Notice we say take a shower in English, not make or do. This is the correct collocation. Now you repeat. I take a hot shower to wake up. Let's practice again. I take a hot shower to wake up. Now you repeat. I take a hot shower to wake up. I dry myself with a towel. After showering, you need to dry your body. We use a towel for this. Dry myself means to remove the water from your body. The word myself shows that you do this action to your own body. Now you repeat. I dry myself with a towel. Once more. I dry myself with a towel. Now you repeat. I dry myself with a towel. I get dressed for the day. Get dressed means to put on your clothes. It's different from wear. Wear describes what's on your body. Get dressed describes the action of putting clothes on. We often add for the day to show these are your daytime clothes. Now you repeat, I get dressed for the day. Practice it again. I get dressed for the day. Now you repeat, I get dressed for the day. I comb my hair in front of the mirror. After getting dressed, many people fix their hair. Comb is the verb we use when we use a comb. If you use a brush, you can say brush my hair. The mirror helps you see what you're doing. Now you repeat. I comb my hair in front of the mirror. Let's say it again. I comb my hair in front of the mirror. Now you repeat. I comb my hair in front of the mirror. Now let's move to breakfast activities. Breakfast is the first meal of the day. Some people eat a lot. Some people eat just a little. Some people only drink coffee. Let's learn how to talk about breakfast in English. I go to the kitchen to make breakfast. The kitchen is where we prepare food. Make breakfast is the common way to say you prepare your morning meal. We can also say prepare breakfast. But make is more natural in everyday speech. Now you repeat. I go to the kitchen to make breakfast. One more time. I go to the kitchen to make breakfast. Now you repeat. I go to the kitchen to make breakfast. I put water in the kettle for tea. A kettle is a special pot for boiling water. Many people start their day with hot tea. Notice the preposition in. We put water in the kettle. This is important for natural English. Now you repeat. I put water in the kettle for tea. Let's practice. I put water in the kettle for tea. Now you repeat. I put water in the kettle for tea. I make 2 slices of toast with butter. Toast is bread that has been cooked until it's brown and crispy. A slice is 1 piece. We often put butter on toast while it's still warm. This is a very common breakfast in many countries. Now you repeat. I make 2 slices of toast with butter. Again, I make 2 slices of toast with butter. Now you repeat. I make 2 slices of toast with butter. I eat breakfast while reading the news. Many people like to multitask during breakfast. They eat and do something else at the same time. Reading the news on a phone, tablet, or newspaper is very common. The word while shows 2 actions happening together. Now you repeat. I eat breakfast while reading the news. Practice once more. I eat breakfast while reading the news. Now you repeat. I eat breakfast while reading the news. I drink my coffee slowly to enjoy it. Coffee is important for many people's mornings. Slowly is an adverb that describes how you drink. When we do something slowly to enjoy it, it means we're not rushing. We're taking time for pleasure. Now you repeat. I drink my coffee slowly to enjoy it. Let's say it again. I drink my coffee slowly to enjoy it. Now you repeat. I drink my coffee slowly to enjoy it. I wash the dishes after breakfast. After eating, we need to clean. Wash the dishes means to clean your plates, cups, and utensils. Some people do this right away. Others wait until later. But it's part of the breakfast routine. Now you repeat. I wash the dishes after breakfast. One more time. I wash the dishes after breakfast. Now you repeat. I wash the dishes after breakfast. Now let's talk about getting ready to leave the house. Whether you're going to work, school, or just out for the day, there are things you need to do before you go. I pack my bag with everything I need. Pack means to put things inside. Your bag might be a backpack, purse, or briefcase. Everything I need could be your phone, wallet, keys, lunch, or work materials. This preparation is important. Now you repeat. I pack my bag with everything I need. Practice again. I pack my bag with everything I need. Now you repeat. I pack my bag with everything I need. I check my phone for messages. In modern life, checking our phone is a common morning activity. Messages could be texts, emails, or app notifications. Many people do this several times in the morning. Now you repeat. I check my phone for messages. Let's say it once more. I check my phone for messages. Now you repeat. I check my phone for messages. I put on my shoes and jacket. These are usually the last things we put on before leaving. Notice we say put on for clothes and accessories. The order matters too. Shoes usually come before jackets in English descriptions. Now you repeat. I put on my shoes and jacket. Again, I put on my shoes and jacket. Now you repeat. I put on my shoes and jacket. I lock the door when I leave. Security is important. Lock means to close with a key so others can't open it. When I leave tells us the timing. This happens as you go out. This is a responsible habit. Now you repeat. I lock the door when I leave. Practice it. I lock the door when I leave. Now you repeat. I lock the door when I leave. Part 2. Daytime activities. Your busy day. Now let's move to the middle of your day. This is when most people are at their busiest. You might be at work, at school, running errands, or taking care of your home. The daytime has many different activities. Let's learn how to talk about them. First, let's talk about going somewhere. Most people need to travel during the day. To work, to school, to shops. How do you get there? Let's practice some common phrases about transportation and movement. I walk to the bus stop near my house. Walking is the most basic form of transportation. A bus stop is where you wait for the bus. Near my house tells us the location. This is a simple but very useful sentence structure. Now you repeat. I walk to the bus stop near my house. Let's practice. I walk to the bus stop near my house. Now you repeat. I walk to the bus stop near my house. I wait for the bus to arrive. Waiting is part of using public transport. To arrive means to come to the place. Notice we say wait for. The preposition for is important here. This is a patient activity. Now you repeat. I wait for the bus to arrive. One more time. I wait for the bus to arrive. Now you repeat. I wait for the bus to arrive. I get on the bus and find a seat. Get on is the phrasal verb for entering a bus, train or plane. Find a seat means to look for an empty place to sit. These are two connected actions that happen quickly. Now you repeat. I get on the bus and find a seat. Practice again. I get on the bus and find a seat. Now you repeat. I get on the bus and find a seat. I arrive at work at 9 o'clock. Arrive at is how we say we reach a destination. Notice at appears twice. At work and at 9. This is correct English. The time tells us when this happens. Now you repeat. I arrive at work at 9 o'clock. Let's say it again. I arrive at work at 9 o'clock. Now you repeat. I arrive at work at 9 o'clock. Now let's talk about work activities. Even if you don't work in an office, these phrases can be adapted for school, home, or other situations. Work takes up a large part of our day. I turn on my computer and check emails. Turn on means to start a machine. Checking emails is often the first work task. Notice these are two actions connected by and. This is a typical start to many people's workday. Now you repeat. I turn on my computer and check emails. Once more, I turn on my computer and check emails. Now you repeat. I turn on my computer and check emails. I have a meeting with my colleagues. A meeting is when people come together to discuss work. Colleagues are the people you work with. This is a formal way to say co-workers. Meetings are a common part of many jobs. Now you repeat. I have a meeting with my colleagues. Practice it. I have a meeting with my colleagues. Now you repeat. I have a meeting with my colleagues. I work on my project until lunchtime. Work on means to spend time doing something. A project is a piece of work that takes time to complete. Until lunchtime tells us how long this activity lasts. Now you repeat. I work on my project until lunchtime. Let's say it again. I work on my project until lunchtime. Now you repeat. I work on my project until lunchtime. I take a short break to rest my eyes. Breaks are important for health and productivity. Short means not long, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Rest my eyes is especially important if you look at screens all day. Now you repeat. I take a short break to rest my eyes. Again, I take a short break to rest my eyes. Now you repeat. I take a short break to rest my eyes. Let's talk about lunchtime. This is an important break in the day. People eat, rest, and prepare for the afternoon. Lunch habits vary around the world, but everyone needs to eat during the day. I go to the cafeteria for lunch. A cafeteria is a place where many people eat together, often at work or school. go to shows movement from your workspace to the eating area. This is social time for many people. Now you repeat, I go to the cafeteria for lunch. Practice, I go to the cafeteria for lunch. Now you repeat, I go to the cafeteria for lunch. I eat a sandwich and drink water. This describes a simple, common lunch. A sandwich is practical because it's easy to eat. Drinking water is healthy. Notice we use eat for solid food and drink for liquids. Now you repeat, I eat a sandwich and drink water. One more time. I eat a sandwich and drink water. Now you repeat, I eat a sandwich and drink water. I chat with my friends during lunch. Chat is an informal word for talking. It's friendlier than speak or talk. During lunch means while you're eating. This social aspect makes lunch more enjoyable. Now you repeat, I chat with my friends during lunch. Let's practice. I chat with my friends during lunch. Now you repeat, I chat with my friends during lunch. I return to my desk after lunch. Return means to go back. After lunch, work continues. My desk is your personal workspace. This marks the transition from break time to work time. Now you repeat, I return to my desk after lunch. Again, I return to my desk after lunch. Now you repeat, I return to my desk after lunch. The afternoon often feels long. Energy can be lower after lunch, but there's still work to do. Let's learn phrases about afternoon activities. I answer phone calls from customers. This is a common work task. Answer is the verb we use for phone calls. Customers are people who buy from your company. This requires good communication skills. Now you repeat, I answer phone calls from customers. Practice it. I answer phone calls from customers. Now you repeat, I answer phone calls from customers. I write a report about today's work. Reports are documents that explain what happened. About today's work tells us the topic. Writing reports helps track progress and share information. Now you repeat. I write a report about today's work. Once more, I write a report about today's work. Now you repeat. I write a report about today's work. I organise my files on the computer. Organise means to put things in order. Files are documents on your computer. Good organisation saves time and reduces stress. This is a productive activity. Now you repeat. I organise my files on the computer. Let's say it again. I organise my files on the computer. Now you repeat. I organise my files on the computer. I finish my work at 5:30. Finish means to complete or end. 5:30 is 5:30 p.m. This sentence tells us when the workday ends. It's a happy moment for many people. Now you repeat, I finish my work at 5:30. Practice. I finish my work at 5:30. Now you repeat, I finish my work at 5:30. Part 3. Evening activities. Ending your day. The evening is a special time. Work is done. Now you can relax, spend time with family, or do activities you enjoy. The evening has its own rhythm and routine. Let's learn how to talk about evening activities in English. First, let's talk about coming home. The journey home and arriving at your house marks the beginning of your evening. How do you feel? What do you do first? I leave the office and walk to the station. Leave is the opposite of arrive. The office is where many people work. Walking to the station might be for a train or bus. This begins your journey home. Now you repeat. I leave the office and walk to the station. Once more. I leave the office and walk to the station. Now you repeat. I leave the office and walk to the station. I travel home on the train. Travel home means to go to your house. On the train tells us how. We say on for trains and buses, but in for cars. This is an important difference. Now you repeat. I travel home on the train. Let's practice. I travel home on the train. Now you repeat. I travel home on the train. I arrive home feeling tired but happy. This sentence has emotion. Feeling tired but happy shows two feelings at once. You're tired from work but happy to be home. This is very common and very human. Now you repeat. I arrive home feeling tired but happy. Again. I arrive home feeling tired but happy. Now you repeat. I arrive home feeling tired but happy. I change into comfortable clothes. Change into means to take off one set of clothes and put on another. Comfortable clothes are soft and relaxing, maybe sweatpants or pyjamas. This helps you relax. Now you repeat. I change into comfortable clothes. Practice it. I change into comfortable clothes. Now you repeat. I change into comfortable clothes. Now let's talk about evening meals. Dinner is important in many cultures. It's often the biggest meal of the day. Families come together. Let's learn how to talk about preparing and eating dinner. I go to the kitchen to cook dinner. Just like breakfast, dinner often starts in the kitchen. Cook dinner is more common than make dinner for the evening meal. Cooking can be simple or complex. Now you repeat. I go to the kitchen to cook dinner. One more time. I go to the kitchen to cook dinner. Now you repeat. I go to the kitchen to cook dinner. I chop vegetables for the salad. Chop means to cut into small pieces. It's the specific verb for cutting vegetables. A salad is a healthy dish made mostly of raw vegetables. This is active preparation. Now you repeat. I chop vegetables for the salad. Let's say it again. I chop vegetables for the salad. Now you repeat. I chop vegetables for the salad. I cook rice in the rice cooker. Rice is a staple food in many countries. A rice cooker is a special machine for cooking rice perfectly. Notice we say in the rice cooker, not with. Now you repeat. I cook rice in the rice cooker. Practice. I cook rice in the rice cooker. Now you repeat. I cook rice in the rice cooker. I fry chicken in a pan with oil. Fry means to cook in hot oil. A pan is a flat cooking tool. This is a common cooking method. The sentence structure shows what, where, and how. Now you repeat. I fried chicken in a pan with oil. Again, I fried chicken in a pan with oil. Now you repeat. I fried chicken in a pan with oil. I set the table for dinner. Set the table means to put plates, glasses, and utensils in the right places. It's preparation for eating. This makes dinner feel more special and organised. Now you repeat. I set the table for dinner. Once more. I set the table for dinner. Now you repeat. I set the table for dinner. My family sits down to eat together. This shows the social aspect of dinner. Sits down means everyone takes their seat. Together is important. It shows connection and family time. Now you repeat. My family sits down to eat together. Let's practice. My family sits down to eat together. Now you repeat. My family sits down to eat together. We talk about our day while eating. Dinner conversation is common in many families. While eating means during the meal. This is how families stay connected and share their experiences. Now you repeat. We talk about our day while eating. Practice it. We talk about our day while eating. Now you repeat. We talk about our day while eating. I clear the table after dinner. Clear the table means to remove dishes and leftover food. It's the first step in cleaning up. This keeps your dining area neat and ready for next time. Now you repeat. I clear the table after dinner. Again, I clear the table after dinner. Now you repeat. I clear the table after dinner. After dinner, the evening continues. This is free time for many people. You can relax, pursue hobbies, or prepare for tomorrow. Let's learn about these activities. I relax on the sofa in the living room. Relax means to rest and release tension. A sofa is a comfortable seat for multiple people. The living room is the main social room in most homes. Now you repeat. I relax on the sofa in the living room. Let's say it once more. I relax on the sofa in the living room. Now you repeat. I relax on the sofa in the living room. I watch my favourite TV show. Television is a common evening activity. Favourite means the one you like best. Having a regular show to watch can be a pleasant routine. Now you repeat. I watch my favourite TV show. Practice. I watch my favourite TV show. Now you repeat. I watch my favourite TV show. I read a book for 30 minutes. Reading is a quiet, educational activity. For 30 minutes tells us the duration. Many successful people read every day. It's good for your mind. Now you repeat. I read a book for 30 minutes. Once more. I read a book for 30 minutes. Now you repeat. I read a book for 30 minutes. I call my friend to catch up. Call means to phone someone. Catch up is a phrasal verb meaning to share recent news. Evening is often a good time for personal phone calls. Now you repeat. I call my friend to catch up. Let's practice. I call my friend to catch up. Now you repeat. I call my friend to catch up. I check social media on my phone. Social media is part of modern life. Check means to look at briefly. Many people do this in the evening, though it's good to limit screen time before bed. Now you repeat. I check social media on my phone. Again, I check social media on my phone. Now you repeat. I check social media on my phone. I do some light exercise at home. Light exercise means gentle movement, maybe stretching or yoga. At home means you don't go to a gym. Evening exercise can help you sleep better. Now you repeat. I do some light exercise at home. Practice it. I do some light exercise at home. Now you repeat. I do some light exercise at home. I prepare my clothes for tomorrow. This is planning ahead. Choosing tomorrow's clothes tonight saves time in the morning. It shows good organisation and reduces morning stress. Now you repeat. I prepare my clothes for tomorrow. Once more. I prepare my clothes for tomorrow. Now you repeat. I prepare my clothes for tomorrow. I write in my journal before bed. A journal is a personal diary. Writing before bed helps process the day and clear your mind. Before bed tells us this is one of the last activities. Now you repeat. I write in my journal before bed. Let's say it again. I write in my journal before bed. Now you repeat. I write in my journal before bed. Now we come to bedtime routines. Getting ready for bed is important for good sleep. These activities help your body and mind prepare for rest. I take a warm shower to relax. A warm shower in the evening is different from a morning shower. It's for relaxation, not waking up. The warm water helps your muscles relax. Now you repeat. I take a warm shower to relax. Practice. I take a warm shower to relax. Now you repeat. I take a warm shower to relax. I put on my pajamas for bed. Pajamas are special clothes for sleeping. Put on is the phrasal verb for dressing. Changing into sleep clothes signals to your body that bedtime is near. Now you repeat. I put on my pajamas for bed. Again, I put on my pajamas for bed. Now you repeat. I put on my pajamas for bed. I brush my teeth before sleeping. This is the second time you brush teeth in a day. Before sleeping emphasizes this is the last cleaning of the day. Good dental hygiene is important. Now you repeat. I brush my teeth before sleeping. Once more. I brush my teeth before sleeping. Now you repeat. I brush my teeth before sleeping. I set my alarm for tomorrow morning. Planning for tomorrow starts tonight. Set my alarm means to program it to ring at a specific time. This ensures you'll wake up when needed. Now you repeat. I set my alarm for tomorrow morning. Let's practice. I set my alarm for tomorrow morning. Now you repeat. I set my alarm for tomorrow morning. I turn off the lights in my bedroom. Darkness helps you sleep better. Turn off is the opposite of turn on. This is usually one of the very last things you do. Now you repeat, I turn off the lights in my bedroom. Practice it. I turn off the lights in my bedroom. Now you repeat, I turn off the lights in my bedroom. I get into bed and close my eyes. Get into bed means to lie down under the covers. It's different from sitting on the bed. Closing your eyes is the final step before sleep. Now you repeat, I get into bed and close my eyes. Again, I get into bed and close my eyes. Now you repeat, I get into bed and close my eyes. I fall asleep thinking about tomorrow. Fall asleep is how we describe the transition to sleep. It's not immediate. It's gradual. Thinking about tomorrow can be planning or anticipating. Now you repeat, I fall asleep thinking about tomorrow. One last time. I fall asleep thinking about tomorrow. Now you repeat, I fall asleep thinking about tomorrow. Putting it all together. Now you've learned over 20 sentences about daily activities. These sentences cover your entire day, from waking up to falling asleep. Let's practice combining these activities into longer descriptions. When you talk about your daily routine, you can connect sentences using words like then, after that, next, and finally. For example, I wake up at 7 o'clock, then I take a shower and get dressed. After that, I have breakfast and check my emails. Next, I go to work and stay busy until lunchtime. Finally, I come home, have dinner, and relax. These connecting words make your English flow more naturally. They show the order of activities and make your speech easier to follow. Remember, everyone's daily routine is different. Maybe you don't go to an office. You might work from home, go to school, or take care of your family. The important thing is to use these sentence patterns and adapt them to your life. You can change the times. I wake up at 5:30 instead of 6:30. You can change the activities. I drink tea instead of coffee. You can change the places. I work at home instead of at the office. The grammar patterns stay the same. This is the power of learning sentence structures, not just individual words. Tips for daily practice. Here are some ways to practice these daily activity sentences. Describe your real day. Every morning, try to say 3 sentences about what you did. Use the present simple tense we practiced. Even if you're alone, speak out loud. Make it a habit. Choose one time each day to practice. Maybe while you're making breakfast, say what you're doing in English. I'm putting bread in the toaster. I'm making coffee. I'm getting a plate. Write a daily journal. Before bed, write 5 sentences about your day. Use the sentences we learned as models. This helps reinforce the grammar patterns. Talk to yourself. This might feel strange, but it's very effective. Narrate your activities as you do them. No one else needs to hear. This is just for practice. Shadow this episode. Listen to this episode again. Pause after each sentence and repeat. Try to match my pronunciation and rhythm. This builds muscle memory for English sounds. Record yourself. Use your phone to record yourself describing your daily routine. Listen back and notice where you can improve. Don't worry about perfection. Focus on progress. Remember, language learning is like physical exercise. A little bit every day is better than a lot once a week. These daily activities give you perfect opportunities to practice because you do them every single day. Common mistakes to avoid. As you practice talking about daily activities, watch out for these common mistakes. Wrong prepositions. Say, I go to work, not I go in work. Say, I arrive at home, not I arrive to home. Missing articles. Say, I take a shower, not I take shower. Say, I read a book, not I read book. Wrong verbs. Say, I make breakfast, not I do breakfast. Say, I take a shower, not I make a shower. Forgettings in third person. When talking about someone else, remember, he wakes up. She brushes her teeth. It starts at 9. Using present continuous for routines. For daily routines, use present simple. I wake up at 7. Not, I am waking up at 7. These mistakes are normal. Everyone makes them when learning. The important thing is to notice them and keep practicing. Building confidence. Speaking about daily activities might seem simple, but it's actually a powerful foundation for English fluency. When you can comfortably describe your day, you're ready for many real-life conversations. At work, someone might ask, "How was your morning?" Now you can answer naturally. With friends, you can share what you did yesterday or plan what to do tomorrow. When travelling, you can explain your needs and understand others' routines. Every time you successfully describe a daily activity in English, you build confidence. You prove to yourself that you can communicate. This confidence spreads to other areas of English. Start small. Don't try to describe your entire day at once. Pick one part, maybe just your morning routine. Master those 5 or 6 sentences, then add more. Slow and steady progress is still progress. Conclusion. Today we've journeyed through an entire day in English. From the moment your alarm rings to the moment you fall asleep, you now have the words to describe it all. We learned sentences about waking up and getting ready, eating breakfast, going to work or school, daily work activities, lunchtime, evening routines, preparing and eating dinner, relaxing activities, getting ready for bed. These aren't just sentences, they're tools for real communication. Every phrase we practice today is something you might actually say in real life. That's what makes them so valuable. Remember, fluency doesn't come from knowing complicated grammar or rare vocabulary. It comes from being able to say common things smoothly and confidently. Daily activities are the perfect place to start because they're familiar, practical, and useful every single day. As you continue your English journey, come back to this episode. Listen again. Practice the shadowing exercises. Each time you'll notice improvement. Words that felt difficult will become easy. Sentences that required thought will flow naturally. You're doing something brave and important by learning English. It's not easy to study a new language. Some days are harder than others. But you're here, you're practicing, and you're improving. Be proud of yourself for that. This is English Unleashed, and I'm Tom. Thank you for spending this time with me, learning and practicing together. Remember, speak every day, even if it's just to yourself. Be patient with your progress. And most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Your English journey continues tomorrow. What will you do? How will you describe it? You now have the tools. Use them, practice them, and watch your confidence grow. Until next time, keep listening, keep speaking, and keep moving forward on your English journey. Goodbye for now.